Hello my friends, and welcome back to another video. Today I am bringing you a book haul, and I think that it has been a decent amount of time since my previous book haul that, you know, it's okay to post another one. Like, it's alright. There's nothing wrong with that. I am going to be honest that I am trying to attempt, keyword attempt, a book buying ban. I am trying to kind of reel it in a little bit just because I am trying to save some money. So, you know, I make no promises, but I am going to try my absolute hardest to make this the last one for a bit, like a good while. You know what though? That's not true. Because my birthday is next month and I'm getting books for my birthday. Okay, then I'm going to amend what I just stated. The next book haul will be my birthday book haul, and then after that, we're gonna like, you know, just like slow your roll, right? I feel like birthday book hauls don't really count, because like it's my birthday. Like, I'm allowed to get books like for my birthday. Like, you know what I mean? Like oh my god. It's raining. Okay, it just started raining, so if the light gets weird, I hope not. That's why. But anyways, so you know, book birthday hauls, that doesn't count. So this is gonna be my last non-birthday book haul, you know? I have plenty of books here that I need to read. I don't need to go buying books, right? I don't need to. I don't need to buy them. I mean, no, I don't. Whatever. I'm gonna try my hardest. So this is gonna be the last one for a bit. Hopefully, maybe. I'm gonna try. Anyways, yeah, I have quite a few. This is a haul from the end of January till like now, my most recent purchase, so majority of February. So yeah, let's just talk about some new books that I have to read. I told you it was gonna rain. I have rain powers. I know when it's gonna rain. The first book that I'm going to show you is actually a book I bought specifically for my February TBR, for the love, lies, and obsession vibe that I was going for, and it came kind of late, so I don't know if I'm actually going to get to it now. That's why I didn't include it in my TBR video, because I didn't actually have it. It's To Be Devoured by Sarah Tantlinger, and I've actually never read anything by this author before, but I've seen a lot of people talking about this book. I think it's supposed to be like really gross. All I really know is the main character is obsessed with tasting dead flesh. Yeah, so that's all I really know about the book. I kind of don't want to know too much. I just want to go into it kind of blind, because it's extremely short. It's a very short story. So I don't want to know too much about it, but I'm expecting it to be gross. I'm expecting it to be disgusting and nasty and kind of just like gross, just from the dead flesh thing. So yeah, I heard good things about this author though, so I'm pretty excited about this one. It sounds like it could be very interesting. A very interesting read. The next book that I bought, I'm actually I don't know, I'm not really sure I'm gonna like this book, and I'm kind of mad because I want it to be something that I know it's not, and that should have been like the red flag that I probably shouldn't have bought it. But I can't help myself, and I wanted to give it a go. I wanted to give it a try, so yeah, I got it. And that is Devil House by John Darnielle. I just said the same thing like 6 times. So when I looked at this cover, when I first saw it, that it was going to be coming out, I was like, oh yes, 80s horror haunted house vibes. Yes, please. Thank you so much. I am down. However, I started hearing people talk about this book, and It's very misleading, I think. I believe this is about like a true crime writer, yeah, or something like that. Yeah, he's a true crime writer. And so this is more like, I don't know. I think it's a crime book, like a crime novel, that kind of thing. So I'm kind of disappointed with what I've been hearing because I really wanted this to be like an 80s horror. The cover, I'm sorry. Like, you can't tell me that doesn't scream 80s horror, like a haunted house or like something. And so when I found out it was more like a crime fiction novel, I was like a little bit disappointed. But I've seen some people say that it's really good and it's still really interesting and it's a good story. So I think at least that I know now that I'm not getting an 80s horror novel. At least going into it now, I can appreciate it for what it is, hopefully, and maybe I'll end up liking it. But yeah, I am pretty disappointed that this isn't what it looks like. I think it's a misleading cover. I don't know, is that mean to say? It just seems a little, it seems like they wanted to come across like an 80s horror novel, and it's not that. So, you know, the cover's so cool though. I love it. I don't know. I'm interested still. I really don't know what the plot is because, to be honest, I told you I saw the cover, assumed it was an 80s haunted house horror novel, and I was like, yes, please, thank you so much. I want it. And then I found out it was more about like crime fiction, that kind of thing. I'm still interested. I still want to read it. I just have lower expectations now. I still think it's beautiful, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. If you've read it, let me know if it's still good. I'm wary now. I'm wary. So the next book that I have to talk about is And Now She's Gone by Rachel Housel Hall, I think is how you pronounce it. Look at how tiny this book is. Look at how tiny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look at how little. It's so tiny. Like, this is my hand. Hi. Like, it's so little. It cracked me up when I like got it in the mail. I was like, this is the smallest book. What happened? So, this is a thriller, and it's about a missing woman. A woman who disappears, and yeah, like this person's now tracking down the missing woman, but I guess it's a question of if she actually wants to be found. Like, is she really missing, or did she leave because she wanted to leave? You know what I mean? I don't know. It sounded interesting. I thought it looked good. I wanted to read something by this author. I have a few of their books on my TBR, like on Goodreads, and this one sounded the most interesting to me. It sounds like it's gonna be like a cat and mouse kind of thing, which I kind of like, and I like stories with missing people involved in them. So I wanted to give it a go, and I've been really into thrillers lately. Thrillers have been a nice escape from horror. I've been really enjoying thrillers, even if they've been a little bit predictable. It's just kind of been a nice change of pace. And then adding in some romance, I just feel like I've been like spicing things up a bit, you know? So I've been really enjoying thrillers, and I wanted to see what this author's like, what their vibe is, what their stories are like, what their writing's like. And this one just sounded interesting, so I'm excited to check this one out. Okay, the next book that I'm going to talk about is a book that I found just kind of randomly. I don't even remember how I found it. I think I was just looking on online, and it just like popped up, and I was like, oh, what's this? It's a nice cover. And then I clicked it, and I really was interested in the plot. So I've never read anything by this author. I don't really know if people like this book or not. I didn't read reviews or anything. I just thought it sounded interesting, and I bought it. And that is Autumn Bleeds into Winter by Jeff Strand. So one, the cover is so cool. Look how pretty that is. You can't see because of the reflection. I'm very sorry. Look at that. Ooh, pretty, pretty, pretty. So this book actually gave me Disturbia vibes. If you've watched the movie with Shia LaBeouf, I used to watch that movie all the time. I was like obsessed with it. It's just so good. I liked it. And so this sounded very, very similar. I identical, and so I was really excited. So this book takes place in 1979 in Alaska, and it's about these children that are getting abducted, and this 14-year-old boy's best friend is one of the kids that goes missing and gets abducted, and the boy thinks that it's his neighbor, but there's no proof that it's his neighbor, so he kind of takes it upon himself to prove that it's him. And that's why I think it sounds like Disturbia. It's just like the neighbor committing the crimes, deciding to prove it themselves kind of thing. It sounds the same to me, and yeah, I don't know, it sounds like a good coming of age. I don't know if it's necessarily horror. I would assume it's horror, like a horror thriller maybe. I don't know. I don't know what this author writes. So, yeah, I don't know. It just sounds really cool. I love the title, Autumn Bleeds into Winter. Autumn Bleeds into Winter. I don't know. It sounds ominous. It sounds spooky. It sounds like it would be a really good Halloween read, but I don't know if I can wait that long because it really sounds good and like something I would really enjoy. So I don't think I can wait that long. It would be a good like October fall read, but I don't know. I just think it sounds really interesting. I like the Disturbia feel, and I'm excited to read it. The next book is actually a book that I haven't heard too much about, but I've heard a lot about this author, and I've yet to read anything by this author, and it's a snowy, isolated setting thriller, which you know I can't control myself when it comes to those. So I had to add this to my TBR because duh. And it is An Unwanted Guest by Sherry Lapina, I think is how you say their name. I think the cover is very ominous, very spooky. So I obviously don't know that much about it. I just know it's an isolated setting, and what it sounds like, it's an inn that is gonna have a blizzard that cuts off electricity and access to the outside world and yada yada, and then someone ends up dead. One of the guests ends up dead, which I feel like is such a standard thriller plot. It doesn't sound that unique, but am I looking for unique? Maybe, maybe not. I kind of just want to read an isolated snowy thriller, and this is what this is, and you know, that's kind of good enough for me. My goal is to read every isolated snowy thriller ever created, ever known to man, ever that's a lot. That's probably a lot of books. But like the majority of them, and then call it a day, you know. My goal has been complete. I'll just be happy living in the world of snowy isolated thrillers. But yeah, I just wanted to add this to my collection because snowy isolated thrillers are my thing right now. So I'm kind of obsessed, and this one sounds really good. I don't know much about it. I don't know if people liked it. I really don't know. I don't really care. I'm just gonna read it because I feel like it. So okay, next is a YA novel that just recently came out. I would say in the last like week, 2 weeks maybe. And this is called Cold by Mariko. You know, Tamaki. I just butchered it. Okay, I know. I'm so sorry. I literally am stupid, okay? But this is a YA like mystery. Also, look how pretty that cover is. That's why I bought it, because the cover was really eye-catching. So basically it's about this boy that's found murdered and this girl who wants to know what happened to him. She just feels like no one seems to know anything. Yeah, and I don't know, it sounds really, really good, and it looks really, really cute. Look at how short it is though. Like, it's very tiny. It'll probably be a really like fast read, but I don't know, it just looks interesting. I haven't heard anything about this. I don't know if it's good. I don't know, but it looks cool, and I'm always down to give a YA a try. I like YAs, so yeah, I don't know, I'm intrigued. So next up is a book that I feel like everyone's been talking about, everyone knows about. This isn't like a new well, it is a new book, it is a new release, but it's not like I'm like showing this random book that no one's ever heard of. This is Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes. So this is a sci-fi horror, which I will be completely honest is not really my thing. It's not really my jam. It's not really my kind of cup of tea. I don't really care for sci-fi horror movies. I haven't read a lot of sci-fi horror books, probably because I know that I don't really like sci-fi horror movies, so I just kind of steer clear of the books in that subgenre. But this is a new release and everyone's been talking about it and everyone said it's really scary, which I know I probably shouldn't like take that to heart, but every time someone says a book's scary, I feel like I have to try it because I just want to be scared and it never happens, so I wanted to give it a try. I don't know, but basically this is about the main character and her team who come across this luxury space liner thing called the Aurora, and it vanished years ago, and so then they go to like investigate it, but like it's haunted, I guess. People are saying it's The Shining meets the Titanic, I believe, or something like that. So I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this. I hope it's gonna be like claustrophobic and like make me like on the edge of my seat. I don't know, but space does scare me, right? Like, you know, I don't know. This could either be a hit or it could be a miss, right? Like, I'm not sure. I'm intrigued, but I'm nervous. I don't know if it's going to be for me, but I want to give it a go. I really do. I want to try it. Who knows? Maybe this will start like my love of sci-fi horror and I'll just become like a sci-fi horror buff. I mean, I'm going to be honest, I don't think that's going to happen, but maybe it'll make me not extremely dislike sci-fi horror. That would be cool. So, you know, we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. We're gonna try it. Okay, the next book that I am going to show you is actually a book that kind of reminds me of No Exit to an extent. I think it's like the same kind of vibe. I believe this is a YA though. I'm pretty sure. And this is called 5 Total Strangers by Natalie D. Richards. So basically this is about the main character who is trying to get home for the holidays, but her like connecting flight gets canceled because of the weather, and so she ends up getting a ride with this girl and 3 of her other friends. They're renting a car, and so they invite her to come along. But not only is the weather like super bad, but it seems like everyone's kind of like hiding something, secrets, like they don't seem to know each other that well, like the friends are like sus. That's all I really know, but it gives off the same feeling of being like in a car, in bad weather, you know, maybe not like necessarily. It also kind of sounds like, what's that Riley Sager book called? Survive the Night. Survive the Night. It kind of sounds like a mixture of Survive the Night and No Exit to me. So yeah, but like a YA version, and it sounds good, and I am intrigued and I'm interested, and you know, who knows until you read it. So I just want to give it a chance, and it's a snowy thriller inside a car, and that sounds good, and I'm down. Okay, the next book. I'm not gonna lie to you, I had no intentions of buying this book, like none at all. I really didn't think that I don't know, it just didn't seem like it was gonna be for me. But I have serious FOMO from people talking about this. I just am like, feel like I'm missing out. everyone's talking about this book, and I know the second one just came out, and so I feel like I'm like really behind. I feel like people are talking about a book and I'm not with it, and I want to know what everyone's talking about, and I just feel left out. So I did what any normal person does, and I bought it to know what everyone's talking about. And that is Finlay, Donovan is Killing It by L. Cosimano. I don't know, Cosimano. I don't know if that's correct. I'm so sorry. So from what I can tell, this is like a mystery thriller, like also comedy. It also sounds really funny to me because from what I know, the main character, Finlay Donovan, is a single mom, and she gets overheard talking about the plot of her new book, and she gets mistaken as a hitman. Which, it just sounds so silly. And so then, yeah, I guess it just says she discovers that crime in real life is a lot more difficult than in fiction, and she becomes entangled in a murder investigation. So, like, I don't really know what to expect, but it's supposed to be, like, funny and kind of cute and, like, good. I bought it because everyone was talking about it, okay? I'm weak. I'm a weak person, and I had to know. I don't know if I'm gonna love it. Everyone's giving it, like, raving reviews, and so I'm like, I don't know. I like funny books. Like, I like cute, funny, heartwarming books. So, I mean, this could be for me. I just didn't think I was gonna be into it, so I didn't get it, and then everyone talked about it, and now I feel left out. So, that's why I bought Finlay Donovan is Killing It. That's the story of my life. Okay, the next book I'm going to talk about is a book that I bought, and I have no idea what it's about. I literally didn't read the plot. Is that surprising? Probably not. And that is The Drowning Kind by Jennifer McMahon. So I wanted to buy another book by Jennifer McMahon because I recently read The Winter People, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. And this is one of their new releases. I believe it just came out in 2021, like just like a few months ago. So, yeah, I kind of just bought it solely off of that, and I know a lot of people were giving it good reviews, so that's kind of why I went with it. There's no real other explanation other than I just saw people talking about it. It was a new release, and I wanted to read another book by Jennifer McMahon, so I think it's a ghost story, a modern day ghost story, or something like that, it says on the back. So yeah, I don't know much about it. I don't really care. I'm gonna kind of just go in blind. I like doing that. I think it's fun. I did that pretty much with The Winter People, and that's a lot of the reason I enjoyed it, because I had no idea what I was getting myself into. So I kind of want to do the same thing with The Drowning Kind and just kind of go into it, you know? So yeah, I'm excited. The next book that I'm going to talk about is Watching You by Lisa Jewell. Are we surprised that I got a Lisa Jewell book? Like, I've already told you that I'm on the hunt for all of Lisa Jewell's books, but also I just want to find my favorite by her, so I'm going to read all of them. I'm going to read every single one. I don't know much about this, except it's about this neighborhood that is like very idyllic and safe and wonderful and whatever, and no one should get murdered there, but then someone ends up murdered, and like everyone in the neighborhood has like secrets to hide, and like who killed the person, like who was killed, why were they killed, who did it, why did they do it, that kind of thing. I like neighborhoods, towns, people with secrets, so this just kind of ticks all my boxes. It's a Lisa Jewell book. It's a very bare bones plot. There's not much to it. Even the back, the little like synopsis is really, really small and short. So I like that. I like not knowing. I want to go into it with just like little information. I think that's fun. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this one's like. Just get another Lisa Jewell book in my life, and yeah. So next up are my book of the month picks for February. I know I'm very, very late. I'm always really late with them. What can I say? I never show you them early on in the month. I always show you at the end of the month. I can't help it. I'm just slow to showing you them. But my pick out of the selection was The Golden Couple by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. Oh god, I don't know if that's correct. It was the thriller option. It was the one that sounded the best to me. I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but I've seen a lot of people talking about these authors and like their books that they've written together before and that they're really good. So I just decided to, you know, go with it. Basically what this is about is a husband and wife, and the wife cheats on the husband, and they decide to try to make their marriage last because they have an 8-year-old kid. And so they go to this therapist who lost her license for unorthodox methods of like counseling, I assume. And apparently she has like a really good success rate though, so they go to her, and yeah, I don't know. It sounds very sketchy. As soon as I saw that they were going to a therapist who lost their license, I was like, that sounds like a bad idea. That sounds not good. Maybe do not do that. So I don't know anything about these two authors. But apparently they write together fairly often, so they have done other books. And yeah, I'm just I'm excited to give it a go, see what it's like. I don't know, it sounds like it could be a fun wild ride. So for my 2 add-ons, the first add-on I got is The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. I have been contemplating this book for months now. I don't know. A lot of people said they wanted it to be like a creepy motel kind of story, and apparently it's not really that. So I don't really know what I'm getting myself into, but I know Simone St. James is releasing a new book this year. I kind of want to read something by her before her new book comes out. Her newest book that's coming out this year sounds like it's going to be right up my alley, and I'm really excited for that one. But I do want to get a feel for her writing and like her stories and like her storytelling and that kind of thing. So I decided to go with this one. I think her other book, Broken Girls, is also on Book of the Month, and I was going to pick that one, but this one just sounded more interesting. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. I don't know if I'm gonna love it, but it sounds intriguing. The cover is really, really cool. I really like her covers. They're very eye-catching. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I think I could go either way. It's like a toss-up for me. Okay, and the last add-on I got, and I feel like this is no surprise, a lot of you have recommended this book to me because you know that I am going through a Lisa Jewell thing. I'm going through a little phase, and a lot of you said this one was really good as well. And this is The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell. I believe this is a new release from Lisa Jewell. Like a newer, I believe this is her newest release. Am I correct? I think so. And I don't know much about it. It's about, I think, a 19-year-old girl who goes missing, and her mom tries to figure out what happens. And then a year later, I believe this writer moves into, what is it, like a cottage? Yeah, a cottage. And finds a mysterious note that simply reads, "Dig here," and then like it's supposed to like connect, I guess. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. It kind of gives me the same vibe. So if it's along the same lines as that one, I think I could really enjoy it. It sounds good. I like missing cases, cold cases kind of plots. So I think this one could be a lot of fun. And of course, I've already said I'm trying to read all the Lisa Jewell books that I can get my little grubby, grimy hands on. And so this was just one that was made available to me, you know? This one just came, and I was like, you know what? let's get it. So there you have it. Those are the most recent book purchases that I have made recently. I just said that, but yeah, so I'm really excited for all of them. There's a few, like I mentioned, that I'm a little uneasy about. I'm a little worried that I might not enjoy, but they might surprise me. They might turn out to be like true blue winners, and I might actually just like end up loving them. Maybe they'll be 5-star reads. I hope there are some 5-star reads in there, because otherwise that's going to be very, 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 very disappointing. So that's going to do it for my haul. Like I said, I'm going to try my best not to purchase any more books if I can for a while. I'm going to keep my book of the month subscription going, obviously, because if I'm not getting any new books elsewhere, at least I will have some happiness in my life through book of the month, because we all know my happiness is only around when I buy books, because depression. But yeah, I'm gonna try my best not to not to buy anymore, except for my birthday. Remember, my birthday next month, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. That's the exception to this little rule that I have, okay? That's the exception. No one come for me when I talk about the books that I got for my birthday next month. Okay? No one come for me. No one quote this video and be like, I thought you weren't buying books. My birthday is the exception. Okay? So, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. It lets me know what kind of content you enjoy from me. That way I can keep providing you with that kind of content. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We can become friends, talk about books, movies, manga, thrillers, spooky things. Let me know what your most recent book purchase was. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought about them. Let me know if you think I'll like them. And yeah, I hope you are having a great morning, night, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!